What's up, friends? You're watching B-Boy 45, the Hospital Zone TV and radio station. My name is Chris, hanging here in the studio, and I'm going to do a really fast intro. Usually I kind of set up who we're talking to and all that kind of stuff, but we got two very special guests on the line today. My first special guest is Maya. Maya, are you there, my friend?
Yes, hi.
Oh, hi, Maya. It's so good to hear from you, as always, and you've brought somebody along. Who do you have with you?
Yes, Ralph Macchio.
We got Ralph Macchio on Maya's latest news today. How awesome is that? Maya, take it away, my friend.
So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. I have been you have been a dream interview of mine for years. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Maya. It's my pleasure. It's so great to carve the time to be with you.
So my first question for you is, how did you first discover your love of acting?
When I was like 4 and 5 years old, maybe even 3 and 4 years old, my mother used to love watching the old movie musicals on television in the afternoon, like Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire and those MGM musicals back in the 40s and 50s. And so I would come home from school and that would be on the TV. And I sort of fell in love with Gene Kelly, the great movie star dancer, Gene Kelly. And I wanted to take tap dancing lessons. And from there, I, would do some plays in school, mainly the musicals. And I just would go to see movies and sort of fantasize that I was Rocky Balboa running up the steps of the Philadelphia Library and all that. And so that's where my love of her storytelling came from.
Oh, cool. So you have played Daniel LaRusso for a very long time, first in the Karate Kid movies and now in Cobra Kai. What was the biggest challenge to revisiting Daniel so many years later?
That's a great question, because it was something, the Karate Kid character of LaRusso became such a big part of the world with the success of that film and the inspirational characteristics of that character, that I was concerned if I ever played him older that it would be there would be a disconnect from that iconic young protagonist character. And so the guys who write Cobra Kai so carefully handled the execution of the writing and how much they care for the character and the original film, that we established a sort of continuation where he had pieces of his same personality, even though life had evolved at that point. And it connected on all cylinders. It's really, it was a nice relief to see everyone embrace these characters as older midlife adults, and so it's very unique to have that opportunity. And with Cobra Kai, it's been a complete joy to get back into the Karate Kid universe.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So playing a character for so long, does the line between Ralph and Daniel ever blur?
Every day. Yeah, I have this memoir called Waxing On, The Karate Kid and Me. It's a book that comes out on October 18th. And I write to that, where the lines get blurred and people don't know where Ralph ends and LaRusso begins. I joke that I don't live in New Jersey and my mom doesn't drive a green station wagon, and I have a Japanese American man who fixes the faucet and gives me yellow Ford convertible cars. But it's kind of fun to be associated with a character like that, who's such a hero to so many people. So I'll take it.
Yeah. So you played Nick Conforth in Psych and Psych the movie. Was it fun to play a bumbling police officer?
Yeah, it was great. Those guys who creates Psych. They're so much fun to work with, and I was really thankful they had me back. And yeah, Nick Comforth is this sort of drill sergeant, police academy teacher that has all the answers until he's in the line of duty and just falls apart. It was really a really fun turn to play that and to play with those great actors. I really enjoyed that. And there's such a big fandom for Psych. People just love that show, the psychos of the world. So it's fun to be part of that universe.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. So the show made so many 80s references. Was it fun to lean into that?
Yeah, it's great. We even get to do that on Cobra Kai a little bit. But with Psych, they do such a great job with that stuff. Like, you know, James O'Day will answer a question I have as Comforth and say, "Yes, Sensei," which really doesn't make any sense. But the fact that why he would say that to me, because his character is so ingrained in the 80s. And we do a little of that in Cobra Kai. There's a scene in season 5 where Martin Coase, when I say I have a lawyer, he says, "Yeah, well, just make sure it's not one of your greasy cousins," alluding to My Cousin Vinny, a movie I was in. It's fun to do that when you cross over or have people that are actors that are famous for something, and you can do a wink, wink to another entity without breaking the fourth wall, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, my next question is actually about My Cousin Vinny. So you played Billy Gambini in the movie, and it's so funny, and I love all of your projects, and I love this movie. Was it difficult to stay in character because you just wanted to laugh?
Yeah, My Cousin Vinny, I affectionately call it the late for dinner movie, because if it's on, you're going to be late for dinner because you can't stop watching it, right? I think the scene, the next time you watch it, since you're such a big fan of My Cousin Vinny, the next time you watch it, look for the stuttering public defender scene with the great actor Austin Pendleton, when he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen of the," and everything falls apart, and he has a panic. And if you look at me and Mitchell Whitfield, who played Stanley Rothenstein, my college friend, we are both just like this with our shoulders, not looking at the camera. We're way far in the background, but if you see us, you just see us doing this the whole time, because we're just covering our faces because we're just cracking up. And even Joe Pesci, who is rock solid and not breaking character, did have a moment where he just looked down like this and touched his forehead, and that's because we were all just cracking up.
That's so funny. Yeah. So you have been in so many different projects, including the iconic movie The Outsiders. Mm-hmm. Other than Danny LaRusso, is there a project or character that's had the most meaning to you on a personal level?
Yes, boy, you're really good with these questions, because The Outsiders, who you mentioned, is the one. The Outsiders holds a special place because I read that book when I was 12 years old in English class, and I connected with that story and those characters. And S.E. Hinton was a 16-year-old girl when she wrote that book, and it had a profound effect on me. And then I got to play one of the lead characters and get to say "Stay Gold, Ponyboy," something that I own forever, and feel privileged to have had the opportunity. Johnny Cade is like, it's like your first date, your first love. You never forget it. Your first kiss, your first victory. You never forget it. And he's a character that I am proud to have played and holds a special place.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I just have 2 more questions for you, if that's okay.
Yes.
So what is your favorite 80s movie?
That's a good question. It's and besides the Karate Kid, we might as well, and The Outsiders. I would say, boy, I really enjoyed, Raiders of the Lost Ark at the time. I was just so enamored by that film, and E.T. A lot of Spielberg right there, and Ferris Bueller was pretty darn good.
Yeah. I love the 80s movies because my mom showed me and my sister all those one summer. We pretty much only watched 80s movies.
It's a great summer.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and she showed us the Karate Kid movies, and then just a ton of those movies, and my sister and I just fell in love with them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
Oh, wow. That's, I think, I mean, it's tough for me not to say that my wife, Phyllis, doesn't fit that category. She's a nurse practitioner, and she is working at the hospital right now, and was on the front lines during the pandemic. And it's just a very caring, amazing nurse, and is a great handholder and a person that loves her job and loves to make a difference for people. So sometimes maybe years back, I didn't recognize that as much, but today I do. So I'm going to give it up to her and the work that she does as the one to fit that category.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love that. I just quickly about The Outsiders, just an aside. I remember when in middle school, for one of my classes, we had to read the book, and then we watched the movie, and I got so attached to your character that I was just bawling when so I was like, this is this is so good, but I hate it because it's just making me cry.
Yeah, I know. But Johnny Cade at the end of the movie, he has a wisdom that he passes on to Ponyboy that I think he takes, and all about what what he learned in his short time. But it's, movies have the ability to touch people and inspire people, and the Karate Kid is one that does that, and The Outsiders as well. And so I'm pretty lucky to have had those opportunities and to connect with people and to have the opportunity to say hello to you and spend a few minutes. So I appreciate you taking the time as well.
Well, thank you so much I was just about to say, thank you for taking the time to call.
Yeah, I beat you to it.
You did. Yeah, it's just been a dream come true to talk with you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.